Monica, what's it been like so far?
Hey, good morning. Well, we have a lot of volunteers just buzzing around, helping all of those evacuees get settled, feel comfortable. Obviously, this has been a very traumatic experience for a lot of Houstonians. Well, this is the letter that the Finch family sent both the mayor and the police chief, wanting to know more about the investigation. These still need to be outfitted with more equipment before they can hit the road. Also, these officers will undergo training before they can get these out. Well, it's not every day the news comes right to our front door here at Cake Studios. Now, as you can see on the floor over here, this is a little bit of the path that truck took as it was coming into Cake. So I'm stepping behind over here. A lot of cars have a lot of high technology in them. Some have Wi-Fi, some can drive for themselves or even brake for themselves. But what can they do to keep your kids safe? They tell me they are very lucky because they jumped into this cellar that you see right next to me in the nick of time, and that's when they said that they heard the tornado pass through, and then it was over. It is very slick out here. I'm gonna have them pan, like you can just see, like my feet are just moving. But obviously the big story today has been the traffic. I mean, 40 inches of rain just inside. I mean, right now there's doors, there's furniture all out here that were damaged because of that rain. A lot of people today had to just quickly evacuate. Very traumatic. I mean, people did not want to leave their homes, but at this point they have to because they don't know if the water will continue rising. Neighbors have actually remained over here. They told me that they were kicked out of their homes probably around 7 o'clock this evening, that police told them that they needed to evacuate. That is correct. We talked to the mom just moments after that press conference that happened. She was visibly upset, still has a lot of questions. She actually called the Kansas Bureau of Investigation to get to the bottom of it because she believes that the Wichita Police Department is shutting her out. Take a listen.
They lied about the time frame. Somebody's not telling me the truth about the time frame. They're trying to cover their butts. He lied. They did not warn my son at all. Nothing was said to my son. He opened the door, they shot him.
I don't want that to be hate. I don't want that to be vengeance. I don't want that to be unforgiveness. I want people to come forth and get freedom from this. So this, this type of stuff will stop.
Now I'm standing right at the front of their house, and this is where the shooting all unfolded last night. The family still claims that he was shot without warning. It was a normal night at Lisa Finch's home when her son Andrew heard something from outside.
They didn't knock on the door. My son opened it because he heard something. He screamed, and then they shot him.
It was the last time she would see her son alive. Wichita police officers told her they had come to her home after someone called 911 to report a shooting and hostage situation at her address.
The police said, "Come out with your hands up." They took me, my roommate, and my granddaughter, who witnessed the shooting and had to step over her dying uncle's body, to come.
Confused and upset, the family says police told them they may have been given misinformation and that the call was possibly a prank.
They did it as a prank, and look what it turned into. I can't believe people do this on purpose. That cop murdered my son over a false report in the first place.
Finch says she wants both the officer and the person responsible for the fake call to be held accountable for her son's death.
And I'm in denial now. I keep thinking this is a dream. I'm going to wake up and he's going to be here. But the cops can't just go around shooting people without any consequences. They cannot do that.
Hey, good evening. Well, this is the letter that the Finch family sent both the mayor and the police chief, wanting to know more about the investigation. One of the main questions that they have is they want to know who is the officer that shot and killed Andrew. While the family did not go on camera with me today, they tell me they want transparency.
Obviously,
it's the first time a Wichita city leader is addressing the swatting call that left Andrew Finch dead.
It's a difficult issue that we're all grappling with, and we'll work our way through this as a community.
The mayor was recently contacted by the Finch family wanting to know more, including the name of the officer who pulled the trigger.
The KBI is heavily involved in an investigation, and we're participating with the KBI in that investigation. And until that investigation reaches a conclusion, there will be very little information that we can pass on.
They also requested why his body had not been released. We've learned the family now has it. Mayor Jeff Longwell, police, and other city leaders have yet to call the shooting an accident or mistake. The victim, Finch, was shot and killed standing in the front door of his home last week. The officer who pulled the trigger thought he was responding to a crime scene that turned out to be a prank.
But the cops can't just go around shooting people without any consequences. They cannot do that.
Lisa Finch has hired an injury attorney out of Chicago, but her calls have yet to be returned. It's unclear if they will be seeking a wrongful death lawsuit against the city, who says it's still continuing its investigation.
We've got to let this investigation work its way through.
Now, I did talk to the family over the phone. They tell me they are in the process of planning a funeral. A GoFundMe page was started to help with those funeral expenses. The goal was set at $30,000. As you know, the roads have definitely been a challenge all this week. As you can see behind me, there's still a lot of flooding in this area and on highways. Well, the woman that we're talking to, she has actually been traveling to and from different Texas cities, picking up donated supplies and bringing them back to Houston. Here's her story. On an average day, Cindy Marshall spends countless hours on the road. She's a trucker, but this week her deliveries are different.
I picked up a load in San Antonio yesterday that delivered here that was a load of meat to help, feed the volunteers that are coming in.
Marshall is a part of a group called Patriot Express that helps respond to disasters in the South. The organization reaches out to truck drivers to pick up and deliver supplies. After seeing images of the disaster in Houston, this El Dorado woman felt compelled to help.
I've lived in Kansas long enough that I've been through a few tornadoes. We've seen our share of disasters come, and people from other states, they come and help us.
This week alone, she's traveled to Dallas and San Antonio multiple times, picking up goods, then coming back to Houston.
To be able to bring that stuff here and make sure that those people that can't get them is really, really getting it, to make sure that we're helping kids, and it's really amazing.
While Marshall says she's tired, the miles are worth it. She'll be making a stop back in Benton, El Dorado, and Wichita this weekend, picking up more donations. Then it's back on the road to Texas.
I look at it like this is our chance to help somewhere else. It's just something that I can do to give back for all the things that I've been given.